the party. I hit the boy up and then I go skating a Rari.
Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I know from the name of the video you already know what I'm talking about. I'm covering myself in shame because, well, it's not exactly something to be proud about, but before I continue this story time, please like, subscribe, share, comment, all that stuff. I'm going to give you guys a little moment to press that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Alright, let me not be too because this video is very important and I feel like it's going to teach people a lot of lessons. So you need to sit down, probably carry a popcorn because you get. So first of all, I'm going to go straight to the point because this story is quite long. I don't know, I think I should take off my glasses so y'all can see my shame. Fateful day, someone texted me and I forgot what person said his name was, but he said he was the NNPC procurement manager or something like that. Yeah, and he was the head of procurement and resources for NNPC. So I'm shocked, where'd you get my number from? Because I don't know anybody in NNPC or anybody that could have given you my number and stuff. And then he's like, my boy gave me. And I'm like, really? I'm like, who's your boy? So because I don't want to add anybody's name into this video, so I'm going to be giving them each a name, like Mr. A or Mr. B. So he said he gave it to boy A, and boy A, I felt like boy A was my friend because my friend's name is boy A. You get me? So I'm like, okay. And I didn't have boy A's number, so I went on to search for his number to ask why would you give someone my number? You get me? So I went on, I couldn't find his number because he had a lot of numbers, and then I texted him on IG because I was pretty sure of that account and stuff and that was him. So I texted him and then I asked that, oh, did you give anybody my number? And then he's like, no. And that another girl texted him that the same guy said I gave them my number and stuff. So I text the man and then he's like, no, the boy A I meant was a girl. And I'm like, really? I didn't say anything. So I'm like, who's the person? Because I know a ton of girls named boy A. You get me? So he sends her IG and stuff. And the first thing that came to my mind was, damn, they're actually using this babe to lie. They're using her to scam people and stuff to make you look like, oh, okay, this shit is real and stuff. So I immediately text her on IG. And then she's like, oh, it's probably a mistake and shit and stuff. And I'm like, but he said it is you and stuff. And then she's like, oh, Mr. A, no, let me say, Mr. C gave him your number. And I'm like, who's Mr. C? Because at first I didn't know who she was talking about because I recently just started talking to Mr. C. So I'm like, you get me? And that was his IG name that she said. So I'm like, oh, I don't know that person and stuff. And then she's like, that person is this person. She sent pictures of his IG and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Before I texted him, he already texted me that, oh, okay, I saw this shit and stuff like that. And then he starts talking about, because he claimed that he was a banker for 3 banks. Oh, no, it was something, I don't know what they called him, I've forgotten what he called it, but then he's working for 3 banks, a lot. That's for Wema and some couple of banks that he called. And that this guy's a rich guy, he asked for your number, blah blah blah, and that he was willing to pay $3,000 and shit. And then I'm just like, whoa, this money's quite big and I feel like you would like the opportunity and stuff. And I'm like, okay, why didn't you ask me and stuff? The money was quite catchy, so I'm like, okay, cool. I start texting the guy back that, oh, okay, first of all, I'm not what you think or whatever they told you I am and shit. And he's like, no, I don't think you're anything. I'm like, oh, really? And then you put in a price and stuff and you put in a price on me and whatever. And so I'm like, okay, I don't do that kind of ish, but let me get you someone. I missed all this. It was during the corona period. So I'm like, if anybody I give him to talk to, would obviously like not be able to see him because of the corona issue, and then he claimed he was in Abuja. So I'm like, I thought about my friend, and now when she knows how to wine guys, so I felt like she was going to be able to milk money a bit just from talking and stuff. So I'm like, oh, all right, cool, let's do this. And then she's like down and shit. So I'm like, okay. I start talking to Mr. C, and Mr. C is like, why would you give somebody else, like, you could keep this money for yourself when you want to share it with someone else? And I'm like, yeah, because like I don't do that kind of thing. I was like, every girl doesn't do that kind of thing, but then they always start somewhere and shit. And then he's like, what do you think all these girls in Lagos are doing? You know, these girls getting Benz and all of that shit. And I'm like, yeah. I'll still get caught out of it, and I'll make my money either way. I'm not down for that kind of ish. So he's like, okay, just text him. You don't really need to just send a couple of pictures, and then, you know, you be cool. I'm like, we should start talking. He sent a couple of girls on Instagram that this car she got, I got her this person that got her this car, this, that. You know? So my friend is like, babe, this guy sounds like a scam, and that I should try and video call him and stuff. I'm like, ugh, I don't know. I wasn't down for all of that, because like low-key my mind wasn't really set on it. So I was like, I don't know. I tried to stall. I actually then don't video call. Like I don't video call him at the end of the day and stuff. So I mentioned that like when I sent my friend's number to the guy, he already had her number. When I mentioned her name, he already had her number. So I think that what they do is they get a lot of girls' number, and then they decide who they're going to text. And then they have like your name and your school and your level or something, like probably Amaka Babcock or something. Or Amaka Babcock or something like that. Like they all have, like, they might have not texted you yet, but they have your number down just in case. Like they wanna, you know. So like I'm shocked that, oh, you have it, and it's like, and Mr. C is like, guy, you didn't whine me. All these girls, that is what they are doing. Why do you think I have their number? Like I can mention a couple of girls. He even mentioned some lecturers in my school that have ran P with him, and they paid him a lot of money, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to mention those lecturers. So yeah, he mentioned a couple of lecturers. I'm like, cool. Me, I was honestly just thinking about $3,000, but he now said he was going to pay her $2,000 since it's not me. He's going to pay her $2,000 and stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'm not stingy. She can take like a bigger cut, and I'll take like $800 and shit. So yeah, that's what I was thinking about and everything. So later we start thinking, and then I'm like, okay, this shit is seeming familiar. Like everything started seeming really fishy. So like this particular thing happened to my sister when she was still in school, but what happened to her was that some guy was asking her out in school, and then she refused. So the guy he hacked her account, and he starts texting her friends and a couple of girls in my school. You'd be surprised how many girls fell for it. A lot of them sent their nudes to him, and then later he starts threatening them. At first, they thought it was my sister, because like he had already lied, because I think I just got a new phone and no iPhone that time, and then he was telling them that, what do you think her sister is using? Like she was one that got it, that she's the one paying my school fees, she has a house in Banana Island, she has about 3 cars, why do you think she's always dressing this way? And they all fell for it, to get me. So they all sent their nudes, and he was now threatening to put it on the website and stuff, and like leak it all over Lagos and stuff. So they start coming to her room one by one, like, because she was a science student, she was always in the lab, so most time she doesn't meet them there, and then obviously they won't want to meet her outside and stuff, because it's like a really private matter. So anyways, one of them came and finally confronted her, and then she found out that, okay, this is what's been happening, and a lot of her friends fell for this trap. A lot of them had already sent it. In fact, they started threatening me that time, that because my sister, later after the whole thing happened, they couldn't really meet my sister and stuff. So the next semester she was going on IT, so they started threatening me that, oh, they're going to beat me up if my sister doesn't do this, my sister. And honestly, me, I was ready for anybody. I go, get me now. So I was ready for anybody, like, come at me, bitch. I'll tell everybody that you send your nudes. because like everybody was wondering like, what's happening, like why is everyone trying me Rama, like why are they looking for Rama and shit. But like, you know, the matter later died because like we're ready to arrest, and then my parents were even telling me that I should come back home around that period and like come back home and not like be in school at that time. And I'm like, bruh, anybody that wants to touch me should get ready to get expelled and then be arrested at the same time. You lose, you get me? So yeah, that was what happened. And so the thing now seemed really familiar, and then like I texted my sister that, who's this person? And then I sent Mr. C's picture to her because like Mr. C was the connector, and then I felt like the NNPC guy was fake. So I sent it to my sister, and my sister is like, this is the guy that was threatening girls in her school and stuff, that I should stop texting the person. So immediately I blocked the person, and then boom, text me with another number, sends my friend's nudes. Apparently my friend, when she was about 17, she sent him nudes, and he sent it to me that, oh, I'm going to release this to the public, and if you don't text me, blah blah blah. I blocked him again. So he texted my other friend that was texting the NNPC guy that, tell her that she should text me, or I'm going to post this nudes, blah blah blah, I'm going to post this your friend's nudes and everything. So I'm surprised, like, bro, why you trying to threaten me? Like, you don't have my own nudes? Why you disturbing me? Like, stop disturbing me, stop calling me, stop texting me. And he's like, what did you hear? What did you do? And I'm like, why are you stressing me out? Like, it was really traumatizing, because like I felt like I put my friend, like I like my friend that was a lying dog, I went to touch a snake. I don't know how they put that proverb, but then I touched the snake, and then I woke the lion up. What am I saying? I woke the lion up anyway. The lion that was sleeping, you know, our lion dog that was sleeping. And now they're gonna like post her nudes for my own mistake, or for being so hungry for money, you know what I'm saying? But they're like, we're in quarantine, and like that was like free money. Like, I mean, you know what $3,000 is, you know what $2,000 is, you know what I'm saying? And I just felt like that would be it. And then since a couple, and I'm like, there should be an NGO for this. Like, he made a minor send him nudes. That's fucked up, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like it was really, really traumatic, because like I was already thinking that, what am I going to do? Like, how am I going to curb this? Like, I put this baby in serious wahala. Psych. So no, my nudes were not leaked. No, my ex threatening me. But this video is very important, and it's very true, and I want everyone to learn from this video, because there are a lot of bored people out there this quarantine. Thank you. I know you're all fooled by the name of the video. I'm making this video to help you know a scammer and advices that I would give. So my first key is word accounts. When you see an account that looks really weird, that looks like, oh, they have like, I don't know, it just looks really weird, it doesn't look real. Like, there's a way you know these accounts for people that are following them and stuff like that. And I don't know, just weird accounts. Because like these days, a lot of weird accounts have been texting me, and like I already know a way of finding out. Another way to know a scammer is if they immediately start talking sexual. Like, for example, when you start talking to them and they're already like, I'm a lesbian, I'm a this, I'm that, I like this, I like that. Bro, we just started talking. Like, obviously somebody that's really normal wouldn't just want to jump to that, especially someone that looks really hot or looks like has a life going, and you just start talking weird. Or some of them that can't even speak English, like all those Nigerian scammers that can't even speak English. Like, bro, who are you trying to deceive? You get me? So, and then if it's on WhatsApp, if the person has no explanation, like a solid explanation to how they got your number, that's also a way to know that this person is a fucking liar and stuff. Maybe if they start talking about how much, like another way to find out a scammer is, another way to know a scammer is if they start talking about how rich they are, like, or they talk about like Mr. C now, who is obviously a scammer, has been doing that all his life. Because Mr. C, do you know Mr. C is the same C that tricked my sister and did the same thing. Yeah, it's obviously the same guy. So yeah, like Mr. C has been doing that all his life. So like maybe he starts talking about money because he's already like, I'm living a 70 million naira apartment in Lekki, only me, I'm lonely, I'm this, I got 2 cars, I just got a Benz, I just got a this. Yay! I like you, I did tell me now. To know a scammer is by requesting for a video call. Sometimes when they send you pictures that, oh, this is me, request for a video call to know if like I'm really talking to the person. Like I feel like if I had done that video call, it probably wouldn't have like gone so far as to him wanting to release my friend's nudes. So now I'm about to give y'all some good solid advice, you know what I'm saying, because like I feel like I'm a good advice and shit. Number 1 advice, do not send nudes. My niggas, why you gotta do that? You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta do that. Don't send nudes, like, I don't know. And then if you have to, do not put your face in that picture. Like if you're taking the nudes, like, don't do it. It's all like, don't show your face, you got me? Like, don't show your face so that they won't easily trace it back to you that you're the one in the picture. Get me? I'm not saying, I'm not advising you to do it, but I'm just saying that if you, maybe you like to do it, or maybe you want to send it to your bubble or something, do not show your face. Another advice is to test the waters. Like, okay, so what you can do is you can check online. Maybe if you get into a steamy conversation with somebody and you want to know if the person is that kind of person, get online pictures of black girls. Like if you're a black girl, if you're like a send, like take pictures from the internet and send. Like a friend of mine did that, and immediately the person starts threatening her, and she's like, bruh, I got these pictures from the internet, you can post it, my nigga. You can do that kind of thing, you get me? So yeah, use a background that's like it's very familiar. Like for example, my background now, like everybody knows this background quite alright. Or like if you check my Instagram page, being Rama underscore on Instagram, you would see like my other wardrobe, which is like pink and purple background in my, like some of my videos on Instagram. You would see that maybe if I take a picture in that kind of background, you would obviously know that this is me, or this is like, you get me? So try not to use backgrounds that are really familiar to the public. So basically that's my story, that's what happened, and that's it. So yeah, try to curb stuff like that so that you don't get into issues. Because like, I want to lay a disclaimer here, I'm not saying that sending nudes is a bad thing, and I'm not saying it's a good thing either. It just depends on your reason, you get me? Because like if you look at it, a lot of girls on Instagram are naked and like nobody's talking shit, but you need to remember the type of environment that you live in and whether it can backfire later in the future, you get me? You can't be like Kim Kardashian. I mean, that made her blow. That might not be your own, but hers was a sex tape, okay, but that might not be your situation, you get me? So don't try not to send nudes no matter the amount that they offer you, because like, okay, let's not get into that, but then try not to do that. So I remember mentioning that the person that sent her notes that time was a 17-year-old. Like, I feel like we should have like a non-governmental organization that helps girls with those type of troubles, because like I think that should be a crime. I'm not sure. I know most of you be like, aren't you a lawyer, you're supposed to know that, but then I really don't know. I probably check the internet if that's a crime. I know it's a crime in some countries, but I don't know if it's a crime in Nigeria, you get me? So that should obviously be a crime. That nigga should get arrested for collecting nudes and for blackmailing girls for stuff like that. Cause like, you know, cause even my friend was recently telling me that some guy was threatening her because they made like, they were having a thing. They weren't really dating, but they were having a thing, and the guy said he made a video of them making out, and then he was now threatening to post it because he wanted to see her or something like that. And she was feeling really bad about it. But I mean, anyways, the guy was even lying. The guy was lying about it, and it wasn't really real. He didn't really have a video. He just wanted her to come over and stuff, and maybe he would have gotten a video from there. So I'm just trying to say that you should be careful. Be very, very careful with things that you share on the internet, because stays on, like, you don't know who's going to keep that thing. People are really wicked. People will not consider you, especially if they really hate you, to not share information like that. So please try not to, you know, send notes and send stuff like that. So those are my tips on how to know a scammer, and my advice and my story. So for watching my video. I hope you learned and you enjoyed this video, because this particular video is really important to me. That's it now. That's just all I have to say, and I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I hope you really learned. Like, I hope say the thing don't enter your brain. If you got any questions, you can ask me. Bye.